So this is the beginning of our piecewise functions. So the big thing on these is that they give us a value of x, and the first thing we have to do is figure out where it falls, and then we're going to use the function that corresponds to that. So if I have -4, -4 is less than 0, so on this one I'd have -4 squared. So -4 squared would give us 16. If I have f of 0, x equals 0 here, when x equals 0, we use 0. F of 4 here, that's greater than 0, so I'd have 2 times 4 plus 3, 8 plus 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. So figure out where it falls and then use that function. Okay, so we have -5 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 2. 2 is less than x, which is less than or equal to 6. So big thing on this one is this one has the equal. So when we have 2, we will use the top one. So 0 falls between -5 and 2, so I'm going to use 5x minus 4. So 5 times 0, subtract 4. 1 falls between -5 and 2, so 5 times 1, subtract 4. 5 subtract 4 is 2. This one's the equal to 2, this one's just greater than 2. So I have 5 times 2, subtract 4. 10 subtract 4 is 6. F of 6, so 6 is the high value in this one, but we're going to use 6 now, so I'd have 6 cubed, subtract 2. 6 cubed is 216. 216. Subtract 2 is 214. Sorry. So now then they have us find the domain of the function, locate any intercepts, graph the function, based on the graph, find the range. So the domain of the function, we have x not equal 0, so if x doesn't equal 0, we're using 4x. If it does equal 0, we're using 4. There's no restrictions listed here, so this one would be our negative infinity to infinity. Locate any intercepts, select the correct choice below if necessary, and da 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 da. So if we have 0 for x, y must be 4. So we'd have 0, 4, and that's because when x equals 0, y is 4. So if I had 0 equals 4x divided by 4 divided by 4, so 0 equals 0. This one won't work though because it cannot equal 0. So 0, 0 is not an intercept, just 0, 4. Choose the correct graph below. So we know we have this point 0, 4. This has it, this one does not, so this one is not an answer. This one does. I'm going to assume this one doesn't. And then if we're graphing y equals 4x, our slope would be 4, so we'd go up 2, 3, 4, right 1. This one up 1, 2, 3, 4, right 1. So it's going to be this one because this one has that 4 slope where this one's just not quite there. So I think I should circle it too. The range does not have any isolated values it can be described as. So when you're doing this one, the hardest thing is just figuring out which one you're going to use. The range does not have any isolated values it can be described as. The range consists exclusively of one or more isolated values. We don't have an isolated value. The range has at least one okay. So we're going to use this one, but we're going to write it in interval notation. So range, remember, is our y values, so we're looking from here to here. And we're good all the way until we get to that 0. Because at 0, it's that open dot, even though I poked it and kind of filled it in. And then it's open more. So we're going to have negative infinity to 0 unioned with 0 to infinity. You can't see that at all, because we go from negative infinity to the 0, but we can't equal 0, and then we do 0 to positive infinity.